Hey guys, it's Spacey Sibs, and we are back with more Illusions of Itehari, continuing Aoyuki's route. We met Tobari for the first time ever in the last part, and if I were smart, which I'm not, I went back and watched the opening theme. I listen to it sometimes, but I guess I don't pay attention all the time because I'm doing stuff when it comes up. Yeah. So, they always show the character, but then they show a CG of said character. The CG they show in the opening credits for Tobari would have made it obvious that that was him with the kitsune mask. And I have to say, I cannot even imagine what his CGs look like if that's the one you chose to be the opening one, because that one is hot as fuck. I was like, Jesus, is that the best? So far, it might be the best CG I have seen in this game. And it is redonkulous. And yeah, it would have been kind of obvious that when he dropped out, I wouldn't have had to even guess. But I mean, to be fair, the few things I've seen of him, whatever. It should have been obvious with the outfit, but I was like, it didn't look quite the same in the pic. I don't know, guys. Whatever. Anyway, after our talk, I saw it was completely dark outside as we stepped outside of Hungetsudo to leave. Milady. Yes? I'm sorry. Oh, he's adorable and salty. He's grouchy. Tabari looked away awkwardly and continued. Oh, that was the music. I was like, what is that sound? I had it turned up so I could hear if it was recording. Um Also, Nobuhiko Okamoto voicing this man, so it's gonna be good. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. That's all we need to know. That CG is amazing. You will see it when we get to his route, I'm assuming. And holy hell, voice acting. Okay, there you go. Good enough. Tabari looked away awkwardly and continued, because he's one of the ones that can do cutesy voice and then super sexy, and you're like, that's not allowed, sir. You can't do that. Okay? You can't. Don't get me wrong, Jun Fukuyama will still always be my number one. I love that man to death. For every reason under the sun. I love him so much. Also, one of the kings of goofy voice, sexy voice. Stop it. God, that's why I love Japanese voice acting so much. They're so good at it. God. Would hope you're good at your job if they're paying you big bucks to do voices in these games. But I'm just saying, can we just marvel? We need a little joy in the world right now, and this is it. Oh, God. Anyway. From the beginning, I didn't think I'd be able to get through to a noble. But I was also making assumptions that you were only looking into the Shiranui? What are we calling them? Anyway, because of the fires. In response to Tobari's apology, I said, "Oh, I wasn't bothered by it," I would say it's okay, because I would say I wasn't bothered by it is not really the truth. You know what I mean? It's okay. I totally understand why, but not I wasn't bothered by it. I was, but I get it. I get why you did it, so it's okay, you know? Oh, no, I wasn't bothered by it. All right, I feel like that's a big fat fucking lie. Wow, and Aoyuki's affection is up for that. Okay. I wasn't bothered by it, but I still don't think it was right. If we talked in the first place, your men might not have had to get hurt. You could have at least checked with us first to ask what we were investigating. You're absolutely right. Tabari didn't attempt to argue back and gallantly accepted my complaint against him. Sir, you have such a resting bitch face with that little snarky little half smirk, but the angry eyes, yeah, okay, whatever. But you're kind of sweet. Okay. It was a report for some people I consider trustworthy, so I didn't even question it. That was my failure. No, I can understand that. I'm sure I'd believe any report from Aoyuki right away. Perhaps it was a common concern for those with people serving under them. You would want to believe in those you trust unconditionally, but every person was capable of making mistakes. I always thought of my attendant as perfect, but Aoyuki does still make mistakes. Well, it is a great honor for an attendant to be trusted by his mistress. I'll be sure to do my best so as not to betray your trust, my lady. Thank you, Aoyuki. Even if Aoyuki were to make a mistake, I would still love him unconditionally. He would continue to be the person I trusted more than anyone else. And love. Shh. In this route, anyway. I'm still going to love him when he leaves, though. I mean, you can't give me a butler character that I get to date and think that I'm not going to be in love with him the whole fucking time. Okay, they could give me a butler character that's the worst, and you'd be like, I hate him with the passion of 1,000 fiery suns. It's very rare when I hate a character that much. And if you made that character and made him my butler, that would really suck for me. Let's not do that. Thank you for giving me an adorable one, and he's my butler. So even if Aoyuki as a character is like not the best character in the whole game, he gets points just for being a butler. It's kind of like when you put glasses on a character. Okay, instantly my favorite. It takes a lot for me to not like them. Okay, they might not be my favorite, but they get bonus points for the glasses. And it doesn't matter what the character is, the worst trash ever. You voice them with, you get Jun Fukuyama voice, number 1, okay? Even side characters, I see you over there, I can't remember your name. Karatachi, is that his name? The general, we saw you once, I still love you most of all. I have to judge him on the standards of a side character, so I can't really... Okay, actually, out of... Suwabuki's pretty fucking hot, though, so... I don't know, it's complicated. But still, you know? You just... anyway. The fact that the Shiranui attacked my lady is upsetting, and I'm sure that memory will come back to me over and over. Is he really that angry? Well, yeah, because... Not necessarily if he were attacked himself, but you, because he loves you. Also, his job to care for and protect you, so would be upset about that. Again, as part of his job, but also because he loves you. It's complicated. But the very least I can say about you, Tabari, is that you had no intention of harming my lady. Just as you said yourself earlier, I'm sure that was just a threat to get us to stay away from what's going on. It seemed true. As far as I could remember, the end of his gun never pointed directly at me. I'm not fond of hurting women, after all. For someone who supports anti-taiju ideals, it's surprising you'd behave so childishly. After Aoyuki muttered his remark, Tabari made no effort to hide his frown. Who are you calling a child? How old are you? 26. Huh. You? 21. It's like 5-year age difference isn't like... Wow, you're young, Tabari. I mean, they're all young, thank you very much. But in the sense of, wow, you're really young to be running the entertainment district. But that's the way it works in these games and in fantasy novels. I'm only 22 and I'm the CEO of a corporation and have a master's degree. And 2 PhDs. How? Excuse me? You just rolled out of the womb a week ago. There you go. Everyone in your 20s, you're babies. Okay? Unless you're over the age of 25, then you're just old. Oh my god. Oh, is it 23 now? 23 is basically dead now? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I guess that's why you have to be a CEO of a company with 42 degrees by the time you're 22. Otherwise, what have you done with your whole entire life? Why do anime and manga and games and movies and TV shows and books and why does media do this to us? Oh my god, you're a size 2? She's the chunky girl. Ew. Oh my god, you're 23 and you don't have 4 corporations that you're running? Loser. What the fuck? What are we doing to ourselves? Oh my god, you're 23. You're so old. You're not old. And you're not fat if you're a size 2. Okay, seriously. Like, what the fuck? Like, Why? Oh. Anyway. But 21 and running the whole... I'm glad she's like, wow, you're so young to be running the whole entertainment district. Granted, we don't have, like... This is not normal society where he went to college and stuff like that. So, like, whatever. And this might not be normal society. We might die by the time we're 30. And then at that point, 26 is pushing it. You're getting old. Okay, fair enough if we're dealing with, like, 1600s logic, okay? But in the modern world, 26 ain't old, okay? Stop it. Save your midlife crisis. You're gonna need it, trust me. Quiet. Just leave me alone. Wait, you're the one who's bringing up our ages. Anyways, let's just get back on track. It's funny that we're like, wow, you're so young. I'm sure we're like 18. So, like, the way they're acting, she just, like, rolled into being legal age. So I'm gonna hope that's 18 and not 16, okay? Aoyuki lowered his brow and spoke with a serious expression. I don't intend on agreeing with Shiranoi's ideals, but I understand you're not lying, Tobari. Since my lady has decided to join forces with you, I will follow and obey as her servant. I don't intend on being friends, but so long as you don't betray us, we can be allies. Good to be working with you, I guess. I agree. Let's do our best, Tobari. Jeez. Tobari's stern expression collapsed into a smile, making him look almost his actual age. Yeah, but you know what? There's something about it. Like, he's got a smile, but he still has, like, the angry, sultry eyes. I'm here for it. Although there were some ups and downs, it seemed like everything was settled peacefully. But just then... Oh... Is it Yuri? Because what color is he? That's like a turquoisey color. I would assume it's gotta be him because we were just with Yashiro and what's his name right now. Like, so they wouldn't be coming out and being like, why are you out so late? I was just talking to you 2 minutes ago. So, oh, it's gotta be Yuri. Hey, milady, what are you doing out so late? I'm assuming. The familiar voice had a stinging tone of disapproval to it. Yep. Okay. I looked back and sure enough, there was Lord Yuri, or rather, Yuri. Beside him was his aide. Because everybody else should be gray, you know what I mean? Because they don't have colors. Idrino nervously gave a discreet wave to us. He's like, hey. He's over there like, hey friends. Don't let him know that I'm stern and angry. I feel like Idrino would be like a bro to us. We'd be pals. We'd like gossip together, but he's got to act all like stern and angry because he's working with this bitch. I love Yuri, don't get me wrong, but he's a bitch. I enjoy every moment of it. He must not have wanted to get caught in this conversation as he quietly backed away from us. He was like, fuck no, miss me with this shit. Did you think over my invitation to dinner yet? There are so many social functions during the Lantern Festival, so I'd hoped you'd show yourself around at least once. I'm sorry, I'm not sure of my schedule yet. Doing nothing, and then I might be washing my hair, and then I'm filing my nails, and then I have to file my taxes. We don't do taxes here. Oh, shit, then I guess I'm washing my hair. You use that excuse. I gotta keep it healthy, you know? Huh. Well, it looks to me you have enough time to be taking a stroll around at night. Yeah, and? What's your point? Right now is different than Lantern Festival. Lantern Festival's a busy season. Right now it's just a Tuesday. It's technically Wednesday. I don't know what day it is when this goes up, but right now it's Wednesday. I suppose I can let your being at Hungetsudo slide. But don't you think you should be more mindful about who you associate with? He turned his eyes, scornful and full of malice, toward Tobari. You too. How about learning your place a little better? You think you're equals with us nobles just because you're the delegate of the entertainment district? Oh, God, Yuri is such a twat! How is he? Listen, I love him. I do. You can't make someone this beautiful and not make me love him just for that, okay? But also, we love trash and dumpster fires, and he is an inferno, okay? He is so, and I really can't wait, because you know there's going to be something like marshmallowy goodness inside. Like, he's he's not the typical marshmallow who's just like cold on the outside and gooey on the inside. That's Aoyuki, okay? He's very like stern on the outside because he's our butler. He's not allowed to be gushy, but he's gonna melt. Like he's already molten lava inside. But you know Yuri's that other kind. He's like the asshole on the outside, but he's actually gonna be sweet and nice to us on the because like, hi. I don't think this game is going as serious, even though there were trigger warnings and everything. I don't think it's going to be like he's an absolute dumpster fire to us. He's just going to be like that to everybody else. That doesn't make him any better. It makes him better to us as the character. You know what I mean? There's that tiny differentiation of asshole to everyone, including us, and we just take the abuse, or asshole to everyone, actually really nice and sweet and wonderful to us, and it's baffling. You know? So I'm sure he's going to have some redeeming qualities in his route. But for right now, he really does. I can't get over how they made him like side character main antagonist. Because that's exactly what he is. This is so side character coded. You know, the one who comes, I can't get over it. Comes in and is like, oh, you'll marry me. Oh, and you're like, God, I hate this motherfucker. Good villain. I love to hate him. Right? And then you know your love interest is going to save you from having to marry this asshole. But the funny thing is we're going to go down the route and we're going to marry this asshole. You know, we've probably seen it before, but we don't see it often enough. I mean, again, we've seen dumpster fires. Hi. And Pio Fiore doesn't really count. That's the first one that I can think of. Just because same artist. So, you know, they're all gorgeous there too. But it's like everybody there, they were all a little bit different kind of dumpster fire, but they're in the mafia. So like, of course they all suck a little bit, you know? Yeah, Yang sucked the most, sure. But, you know, it's kind of like, but I think that's the best representation we have is like Yuri and Yang are like the most similar in that respect. Where you're like, God, he's the one that's antagonizing everybody, but they all kind of antagonized each other and like whatever. But like right now, Yuri is still giving a little bit more side character antagonist than even Yang did. You know what I mean? So it's like, damn, I love it though. He comes up and you're like, God, I hate you. I don't hate you. I love you. But Jesus. Man, I can't imagine people going through this and being like, what the fuck is with this asshole? And then you have to, like, romance him later. Like, I really want to know, if you played this game, when you first met Yuri, were you like, what the fuck? I hate him. Or were you like me, where you're like, I hate him a little bit, but I love him too. Where, like, every time he shows up and makes a bitchy remark and you want to slap him, it gives you such joy. You know, I don't know what it is. It tickles me a little, like, what a douche he is. Like, I don't know. Like, you're like, I love what an asshole you are. You're horrible. It's so good. I can't wait to romance you. I don't think I should be this way. What is wrong with me? I don't even want to know. You know what? I don't want to know because I don't want to fix it. It's not wrong. It's just my degeneracy, I guess. I don't know. Look, if loving Yuri is wrong, I don't want to be right, okay? Like, because he's just a train wreck. If they ruin his round and he disappoints me, I'm going to be sad. But, like, right now, I really enjoy what a cunt he is. It's so good. Mongrels like you shouldn't be scavenging outside of your trash heap. Set the dumpster fire! Pot, kettle, dumpster fire, trash heap. Like, Tobari is less of a dumpster fire than Yuri, though. Like, Tobari's got an attitude problem, but he's not trash so far. And Yuri, sweetie, are you talking to a mirror? This is a great line. Oh, God, I can't see through my tears. Dear me. I apologize for being such an eyesore. Oh my God, you're not, though. You're beautiful. All of them are beautiful. Let's be real. Tamara gave a courteous apology, but his eyes gleamed with hostility. Even though there might be a difference in their birthright, what Yuri was saying was just too much. Excuse me, Yuri, but... Unable to stay silent, I was about to interject, but then... My apologies, Lord Yuri. For some reason, Aoyuki bowed his head deeply. Ugh. There's no issue with any of the people my lady associates with. Tobari is an old friend of mine. I hadn't seen him in a while, and I was enjoying our conversation so much that I carelessly introduced my lady to him as well. Wow. Aoyuki doing damage control. You know what it is. It's so that Yuri doesn't look down on us and take away our marriage prospects, even though Aoyuki does not want us to marry Yuri. He's like thinking of it like politically, I guess. Is like, well, I mean, Yuri wants to marry her, and if she looks bad, then he'll take that away, and then that would look bad for her, and then, I don't want other people to look at, and then Yuri being in the second house is like super important, and he might badmouth her, and then that'll ruin and I don't want to ruin her life like that, even though it's me doing that to myself. He's like trying to do damage control here, being like, she doesn't understand how the politics of this bullshit works, so let me do this. Like, oh, you're so adorable. We're not gonna marry Yuri yet. Oh, Yuki. Uh-huh. Well, if that's the case, then you've once again blemished the reputation of your mistress. She might become engaged to me, so it's a problem if she knows someone the likes of Tobari. Yes, I truly apologize. Aoyuki was apologizing for his mistress. For me. I wanted to speak up and say how Aoyuki wasn't at fault, but that would ruin his effort in trying to protect me. At least she's smart there. She's not like, I need to protect him. She's like, I want to protect him, but I understand what he's doing, so I'm not going to fuck that up. You'd best carry out your role properly as an attendant. You need to teach her the proper etiquette she should know already. The one who's going to be shamed is her ladyship, you know. If you've got the time to walk around with your mistress, aren't there more important things you need to be doing? And I feel like Yuri is like, stay away from her. If you've got time to wander around with her, you should be at home cleaning. Make me a sandwich. It was more painful to me for Aoyuki to be told off than to be chastised myself. With each criticism thrown at him by Yuri, an unpleasant sensation spread through my chest. Yes, because we don't realize how in love with Aoyuki we are, but also, surface level, this motherfucker, this bitch, don't get to tell my butler what to do! Because Yuri is this bitch. And stayed there like a swamp, rotting away within me. Oh, I love this bitch, though, but he's so good at it. God, he's so good at being such a fucking hateful bitch. You just want to slap him. And then kiss him. And then slap him harder. I love it. Aoyuki, I'm sorry about earlier. I've already heard you. You told me over and over on the way home and even afterward. But I felt I couldn't even apologize enough. While I was beyond grateful that he'd sacrificed himself to save me, I felt so much regret at how I handled it. So much regrets. So many regrets, or so much regret. Not so much regrets. That's not how we do things. Say, Aoyuki, I had a thought while listening to Tobari earlier. Do you think that Yuri understands that Tobari knows everything that happens in the entertainment district? I do. Do you think he knows that the Shiranui is hiding in the entertainment district? Even if he doesn't have any proof, I'd guess he assumes as much. Aoyuki had on a stiff expression as if he were in a silent anger. If a noblewoman comes to the entertainment district to investigate something, it's only natural that Tobari and his group would be wary. I thought it was strange to be ordered to ask around for information without even being told what to look into, but it sounds like his true intention was to simply send us in to get the Shiranui to take action. And that might be it. He might have wanted to see if Tobari and his group would show themselves. Whatever the case, that wasn't something to ask of a noblewoman. His frustration must have been growing as I heard a clear anger from his voice. After thinking for a moment, I spoke up again. He hasn't realized we're working with Tobari, right? He might be considering it a possibility, but he doesn't have any proof. So long as none of us say anything, it shouldn't be a problem. For now, at least. We'll have to be careful. I felt a dread coming down from so many places. I couldn't help but let out a sigh. Aoyuki narrowed his eyes somewhat. It'll be all right. I'm here with you. I promise to protect you no matter what happens. And I trust you 100%. Well, I'm happy for that. But I don't really like it when you're being blamed for things like today, Aoyuki. You really don't have to worry about it. It's my wish to become your shield. And you always care for me whenever anything happens. That's... What is it? I asked for him to continue after he trailed off, and Aoyuki let out a smile. When we are alone together and it feels like there are moments where you're like, just tell me how much you love me. Can I tell you how much I love you? Can we talk about whatever this promise was? We're not going to do it. They're going to... What did I say? There's 8? Yeah, there's 8 things, and we are in chapter 3. Okay? We're not even halfway through his route, so we're not getting any of the romance yet. They're gonna, like, super slow burn it. Like, it's barely warm right now. There's moments where you're like, oh, we're heating up, but we're gonna just douse some ice water on it. You know? It's like the slowest burn of slow burns, so. That's almost too great of a reward. It might have been the perfect answer for an attendant to give, but don't say that. I hate it when you get hurt. I want you to care more about yourself. For me. Hey, Aoyuki, are you listening? I grew a bit nervous at his silence and asked him to answer back. When he nodded at me with a smile. I think it's supposed to be when he nodded at me with a smile. Right. If it's for you, my lady, I'll do all that I can. I wasn't sure if I was imagining it, but the expression on Aoyuki's face looked a bit stiff as he answered back, as if he were lying to me. I felt some distance from him ever since the talk about my engagement came up, because he's trying to put some distance so he doesn't love you as much as he loves you. He's trying to not love you. Aww. Could you imagine how hard it would be for Aoyuki to be pining over you and being in love with you, and then Yuri is your husband, and then just knowing Yuri is your husband? Like, and not because you made that choice, like, because you love him. Like, it's gonna be hard watching Aoyuki in the background when we fall in love with everybody else. You know, especially because, yeah, he's like, nah, and then Tobari, and then this guy. But Yuri is going to be the worst. Like, when we go down that route, God, that's going to... But at least I feel like if we made we're like, God, no, I love him. He's actually amazing. Aoyuki's going to be like, I think you're crazy, but sure. All right, you're happy, I guess. And it's going to kill him, and it's going to kill us to see that. It's going to kill me to see it, okay? But... Again, it hurts every time the childhood friend gets crushed, when the childhood friend isn't the worst character ever. When you're like, no, they may not be my favorite, but I kind of feel a little bad for them. I just empathize with them a little, like, no, that's gonna hurt, I feel bad. She has no clue they're in love with her, but we know, and that hurts a little. Ouch. Poor thing. You know, you kind of just want to pat him on the head and be like, it's okay, bro. We get it. But when they suck, you're like, I don't care. I don't care how much they hurt. You don't care. You know what I mean? But when you love them, it hurts more. You're like, stop it! You're hurting him and you don't even know. It's okay. Aoyuki's in the man harem. It's fine. And I felt that distance grow even greater after we ran into Yuri the other day. On the surface, he seemed to be behaving just as normal. But there were times like this moment when he was brushing my hair that I tried to probe him. Hey, Aoyuki, which hairpin should I use tonight? Anything would look beautiful on you. And that probably he means that. There's definitely something wrong. Aoyuki would normally always say something like, how about the one with the pearl inlay? It matches your new earrings. The fact that this man is also fashionable. Or, I remember you brought that one with the agate stone beads the other day, although the camellia pin would work too. If anything, he's more particular than I am and will sometimes even argue with me about it. As to why I was putting an effort to get dressed up today... Oh no. Forced to go on a date with Yuri? It was because of a few days before the Lantern Fest. It was because only a few days before the Lantern Festival was to begin, I received an invitation from the family of the Second West. It was a formal invitation from Yuri to sit with him at a banquet. Now that an official invitation had been issued, there was no way I could decline. Being from a house of lower status, it's kind of like, I would like for you to attend my party. Well, they're wealthier than me, so I guess I gotta go. That's... What the fuck? Fuck those rules. I decided to greet the public with him as his acquaintance at the banquet tonight, but we know what's gonna happen. This sends around rumors that there's like... they're going to be like, oh, he invited her. Oh, they're definitely getting married then. Oh, okay. This is basically like the informal engagement that we never agreed to, but we were forced into. The people I met assumed we were associated because of a coming engagement, and there were many words of congratulations offered to us. I mean, this is exactly what Yuri wanted. Oh, this is also what makes him slimy and hateful. Because he's like, I've decided we're going to get married. And, oh, you should be my wife. And it's like, but you're not really giving me a choice, because if you ask and you're of higher station than me, I have to say, yes, I don't have a choice. So you're giving me the illusion of choice when you're a cunt and you know I don't have a choice. It's almost worse than being like, I've decided. I think I want to marry you. So that's what's going to happen. Where at least you're, being upfront about your dickitude. Instead, you're covering it up acting like I have a choice in the matter when you know I don't. And that's douchier. You know what I mean? I didn't know how to react, but I couldn't bring down the mood of the party. I kept up my smile, drank whatever drinks were offered to me, and did my best to fulfill my duty. That's why Aoyuki doesn't want to help you pick out a hairpin, because he's like, I'm giving you a hairpin to send you off to another man. Fuck that shit. Maybe if you have a hairpin that doesn't look right on you, Yuri will be like, I don't want to get married anymore. Your hairpin didn't match your dress perfectly. The atrocity. Aoyuki's like, well, you did it to yourself. Thank you for today, milady. You can go home now. What the fuck? You dismiss him. You know what? He's such an asshole. Right. The banquet had ended. Yuri happily entered a motor coach, leaving without looking back my way even once. What the fuck? So we were at a banquet and he's like, okay, bye. He gets in a car. He doesn't even walk us home. He just ditches me on the side of the road. He is not beating the douche allegations. They're making him so hateable every time. Every time he shows up, this bitch just gets bigger font, okay? There's going to be a point where it is too motherfucking big. We're going to have to rent a billboard for what we need for this bitch, okay? This bitch. The audacity of this bitch. Oh, his route's going to be so fucking good. It's got to be. It's gotta be when he fucking goddamn melts. It's gonna be like, this bitch broke like a goddamn weak-ass damn... Like, it was like a stick trying to hold back gallons of water. Nah. Billions of gallons of water, and he's just a tiny little twig trying to hold that dam back. Okay, it's gonna crack like a motherfucker. Yuri happily entered him. Okay, we were that. She's just like, this bitch. I was able to keep myself focused up until I said my goodbyes to him. But the drink started to get to me, and I was at my limit. The moment I could no longer see Yuri, the strength in my body left me. My lady... Huh? Aoyuki, you came to pick me up? Oh, he was like, he just dropped you off on your date. After that, though, my vision began to blur. I love how... It's even worse, because we're drinking, and we're like, Oh, stop it. Oh, look at the CG. Stop. But I love how Yuri's just like, okay, bye. After we had a few drinks, didn't make sure we got home safe. I could have just blacked out on the road. What? This bitch! I love how much worse he gets every time he shows up. Every time. I love him, and I'm sure he has redeeming qualities, but they're putting him on a path where you were like, I don't think he has any redeeming qualities. And I'm starting to doubt myself. His route will prove otherwise. You'll be like, look at all this. Oh my God. It'll all be buried. But the surface level, no redeeming qualities on the surface level aside from being hot. That's it. Oh my God. Okay. His redeeming quality is he has a very hot, kind brother. So, like, I could get behind that affair. Uh, I felt the chilly night breeze disappear as I was surrounded by a comforting warmth. When my body seemed to tilt one way, I jerked it back the opposite way. Look at him carrying us. Don't go away. Oh, our precious, beautiful butler. Uh, hey, quit thrashing. I'm not thrashing. Not having the energy to argue, I clung to him as tightly as I could. And excuse me, showing the thigh. Ooh! Don't let that man see that. Excuse me, you can't show Victorian men ankles, let alone that much knee and thigh, girl. How many drinks have you had? You pushed yourself too much. You already wanted to get me drunk, and then left me on the side of the road. Is that a redeeming factor for him? Is that he got me drunk and didn't take advantage of me? He left me on the side of the road so I would pass out and get mugged or murdered or worse. I guess in this society that he would expect that wouldn't happen, but I'm just saying, he didn't try to take advantage of me, so good for him. Again, not sure leaving me on the side of the road to black out is the best other option, but lesser of two evils. I couldn't turn them down. You already kept asking me to try more. I was certain now that he had done it on purpose, probably because he's a bitch. Even though he kept offering, I should have politely declined or avoided it. I knew I should have handled it better, or you're drinking, you're taking small sips, and then you're dumping them into plants, and you're like, oh yeah, I chugged that. Ugh. I could feel my eyes growing hot as I thought of how pathetic I was. Oh, Yuki, you dummy. Huh? Me? You're being distant lately. Oh, drunk Spacey might reveal all our shit. This could be good. Well, I have my reasons. I'm always thinking of you first, so No! You told me you'd be with me forever! Wait, I really do intend on that, and that's why I'm considering so many things to... If you're worried about me, then stay by my side. If you'll allow me, then I will. Really? This is so romantic, and I feel like he's meaning it, and she's drunk, so she doesn't know. Yes? Don't forget, Spacey. I can't live without you. Stop it, my heart! Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh! Oh! Oh, I might cry! I'm serious. It definitely hit me in the feels and I got a little watery there. Jesus. I'm also very emotional right now because it's just like hormone time. So like I watched a video on Instagram where these people went in. I don't know where the store is. I wasn't paying attention. I was like, I know they said it. And they went into this shop that is it's run by bunnies. It's not really, but you buy something and then the bunnies, the lady will like, she has the bunny on the counter and then the people paid, like the girl went with her husband or boyfriend or whatever, so they each bought something and they showed it twice. And then the little bunny named Mochi, that's the bunny that they put on the counter, and the lady will like ring you up and then she hands your credit card to the bunny and the bunny will hand your credit card back to you. And then she puts the receipt on the counter and the bunny will grab the receipt and hand it back to you. And then they put the little bag and the bunny will grab the corner of the bag and kind of drag it across like flip it around the counter, like just slide it across to you. And like, so the bunny helps you check out. And it's just so fucking adorable. And I was like, this is so cute and wholesome. And it almost made me fucking cry because it was just so fucking cute. That's where we're at with hormones right now. They're like completely fucking out of whack. So like, you know, I mean, I get emotional when anybody, like, if there's any kind of, like, pet death or I think of my bird dying, like, I will cry no matter what. But, like, I did that too, like, watching a video of somebody, like, a little cartoon thing of the dog going to heaven and them asking, like, how did you die? And being like, I was being hugged by my best friend. And they're like, no, but how'd you die? Because, like, obviously the little dog had to be put down, but he was just, what he remembers is being hugged by, I'm going to cry again thinking about, he just remembers being hugged by his best friend. And not how he died. He was just hugged by his best friend. You know what I mean? And I was just like, my bird was sitting with me, and then he's like, "Why the fuck are you crying hysterically?" Because I'm like, "I hope if you die in 20 fucking years, okay, asshole, no time soon. But like, I just want to be able to hold you, so when you cross over, that's what you think you were being held and petted by your human." And I was like, I'm gonna cry again. You know what I mean? So I'm like, again, I always get like emotional if I think of losing my bird. Like, I think anybody should. If you think of losing your pet, you shouldn't be so, like, me. I think about it randomly and I'll be like, why? But, like, just watching a bunny hand a receipt back got me like, that's so cute and wholesome. We need the wholesome in this world. That's all I'm saying. So, like this, I can't live without you. Shit, Jesus Christ! Don't hit me in the feels like that. Spacey can't handle emotions right now. Oh my God. Also, I love him, so Jesus. All of that I can't see through like the waters in my eyes now, just recollecting all those things. You're welcome. Oh, it's not the ugly crying that Seven Scarlet made us do, but you know, if I think about that, I'll bawl again. But oh, I can't live without you. Stop it. That hurt my heart. You're more important to me than anything. I would do anything for you. Oh, just tell me you love me already. We're like halfway through. You are a dear, special person to me. I almost can't describe how much I... And she's snoring! Stop! Oh! He's like, I almost can't describe how much I love you. And then she's like passed out. And he's like, well, there goes that. Okay. I kind of feel like we have to have the romance before the end. You know what I mean? We have to have, in the last like chapter or so is to be something else. Not, not we finally realize our feelings. I think we have to have some romance before that. I love how he was like basically confessing and we zonked out. You're asleep? Ugh, jeez. You really are a troublemaker, aren't you? Like, he was basically pouring out his heart and we passed out. I mean, we're drunk, fair enough, so. But that's so fucking funny. I woke up to the sound of the curtains being drawn. Ugh. For some reason, my head hurt this morning and I couldn't bring myself to sit up. Girl, you're young. You shouldn't have a hangover like you're 45. She got a hangover like you're after 30. Okay? Oh, then again, how much did you drink if your hangover's that bad? Because, like, if you're young, well, if you're not used to liquor, this is your first time having that many drinks. But, like, usually in your 20s, you're like, you could bounce the fuck back after drinking half a bar and the next night. You're like, oh, feel a little hungover. I'm just going to need another shot to get me through. And you're just, like, drunk for 4 days and it just slowly wears off. And then 30, you had, like, one glass of wine and you're like, why do I think I'm going to die? Generally. Some people don't have a tolerance, and some people just keep building a tolerance and become alcoholics, so fair enough. Here, my lady, I have some medicine in this water. Is it love? It's bitter. Then it's not love. It sounds like it's Yori in that glass. You haven't drunk it yet. I don't need to drink it, I just know. I languidly pulled my body up and held the cup. I took a sip, and sure enough, it was bitter. I left the banquet with Yori... But how did I get back home? You really don't remember anything, huh? I carried you on my back and took you home. Huh? Oh, I see. Thanks, Aoyuki. She's like, so I left the banquet with Yuri. What the fuck happened? He's like, I don't know. He just left you on a street corner like the douche that he is. Maybe say that. Sweetie, maybe say that. Aoyuki... I looked at Aoyuki, who had grown silent, to see a very sunken look on his face. The problem was that you were completely out of it. I told you to be mindful of what you could handle. I thought I could manage. I was fine when I tried some before. Drinking outside is different from drinking here at home. I must have had a quicker effect because you were nervous. Be more careful from now on. I understand you didn't want to turn anything down at a social gathering, but it'd be even worse if you had drunk too much and did something disgraceful. Or had something disgraceful done to us. Okay. Right. Okay, I mean, to be fair, in this society, it seems like things like that don't really happen. I mean, yet at the same time, if you commit any crime, you get chucked into the abyss. So basically, yes, crime does happen, but probably not as often. And I guess you don't have to deal with getting drunk and having someone assault you like you kind of have to deal with in the modern world. Seems like that's not really a concern. Although I'm pretty sure that was a trigger warning, not getting drunk and having that. But I'm wasn't that wasn't the assault or implied or suggest or flashback or something? There was some kind of in the trigger warning. So I'm just saying it's going to happen at some point in here. Someone's going to flash back and think about it, or maybe it's going to happen to a side character. I don't know, but it's going to happen. But it sounds like it's not like a huge problem in society, at least that we know about. Although Tabari kind of implied that some rich nobles did some shit, and he didn't really specify, but we read between the lines and are like, I don't know, that sounds like they got a little too handsy with one of the geishas, you know what I'm saying? So, but he didn't name specifically. They could have just been like jerks and banging up the place and like destroying stuff and like maybe just being rude. They might not have gotten handsy and creepy, but we don't know. But that's our first assumption because that's typically what men do. Anyway, right. Being lectured right after I woke up and with a migraine on top of that was pretty rough. But for the moment, it felt a little bit as if we were as close as we always were. Oh, searching? What are we searching for? Oh, it's switching. Oh. Who is this person? Who are you? Okay. The festival, but that would just stain his reputation. I don't think he should have let others get so close to him either. Understood. Glory to the great Taiju. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. A few days had passed. I'm not sure who that character was. And honestly, they're so ridiculously pretty. I'm like, are you a pretty man or are you a pretty girl? I can't tell with the side characters. I couldn't tell with that side character. Because, like, the men are so hot and beautiful in this game that the, the haircut could have been, like, a longer... They usually more tousled and, like, whatever. So it was probably a woman, but I'm not sure. So, like, I have no idea the voice to give them because I have no idea who you are. Anyway, although the distance between Aoyuki and myself closed a little bit, I felt there was still much between us, but also he shouldn't let anyone get too close to him. Huh. You would think at first, because it looked like they might have been in a bar or something, that they might have been talking about Tabari, but they said something about, like, all hail and Taiju or whatever, which would not be Tabari. So it sounds almost like they're talking about Yuri, but why would they be talking about Yuri in Aoyuki's route? Well, but it is getting close to the Lantern Festival, and that's when we're starting. So, I mean, like, I don't know. Anyway, I did want to know what he felt, but I was afraid what he might say. So today was another day I left it unaddressed. Giving up, I tried to steer the conversation in another direction. Say, Aoyuki, about today. Today was the 6th day of the Lantern Festival. Each year, if we had no other appointments, I would go out with Aoyuki on this day, but it's still a bit dangerous out in town. I shouldn't go out tonight, right? Right, that's a good idea. Although I think it would be fine during the day. It seems like there haven't been any more incidents of people catching on fire since the Lantern Festival started. That's true. By some coincidence, the incident stopped completely a few days ago. If you'd like, why not invite Lord Tsuyakusa or Yashiro to go with you? Huh? What about you, Aoyuki? I'm busy. A lot of work has piled up because I've been going out with you recently. Fair enough, but also he is dealing with what Yuri said. Oh, you have time to go out with her. Shouldn't you be busy doing work? Oh, and so again, he's pushing us away. He knows that this is something we always do, but he's pushing us away because of Yuri. Oh. You wouldn't need me. Oh, you wouldn't need to be with your guardian if it's still bright out. I was at a loss for how to reply to Aoyuki's murmured remark. Once he finished tying up my hair, he said nothing more and quickly exited the room. It really does still feel like he's putting distance between us. There was no danger in going out alone in the sixth night of the Lantern Festival, but being the overprotective guardian he was, Aoyuki had always made sure I was within his line of sight. After letting out a big sigh, I gazed at myself in the mirror and made a decision. I don't want to let Aoyuki go. I'll try and invite him out to the Lantern Festival again. This should do it for all the urgent matters. Good work, my lady. Thanks. You know, Aoyuki... I took a deep breath and spoke. I know you're busy, but the Lantern Festival only happens once a year. Won't you reconsider going out with me? If there's anything I can do to help with your workload, I'll do it. Maybe then you could get a bit of time to... There's nothing you need to help me with, my lady. Even if there were, I wouldn't ask. That's just absurd for an attendant to make his mistress do his work for him. After his jab at me, he stood and began to head out of the study. What should I do? Maybe I should give up, but I didn't know when it was appropriate to back down, since the distance between us now was different than normal. I was conflicted, not knowing if it was all right to treat him like I always did. That feeling lasted only for a moment. If Aoyuki's going to keep putting distance between us, then I have to be the one to get close to... Then I have to be the one to close that gap. After making my decision, I grabbed onto his arm like I always had before. Oh, are we getting another CG? Oh, yes. Oh, she didn't just grab his arm. She wrapped herself around his arm. Look at his face. Oh, look at the little... Look at his... Oh, it's adorable. Because the look at his face is like deer in headlights. He's like, what are you doing? Oh, God, you're grabbing my arm. I'm going to kiss you. Don't do it. I want to be with you, Aoyuki. I was ready to throw a tantrum if need be, determined not to let go until he agreed. Okay, don't throw a tantrum. That's not helping the childish stuff, but please, just for a bit, to walk around the square once. Come on, that would be fine, right? Why don't you... I feel like she could so easily bring up, we always do this. It's a tradition. It's not the same if it's not with you, you know? That would melt his little fucking heart. Oh, look at the way his eyes closed a little. Oh. Aoyuki looked surprised at first, but quickly regained his composure. No. Ah! Oh! Ow! My heart in a different way. You're gonna make me cry for a different reason. You're a grown adult now. Stop acting like a child. His voice was cold and distant, even irritated. He's putting up walls. We've got to melt our marshmallow. I thought I had such a firm grip on him, but Aoyuki easily peeled me off him and quickly left the room. Now all alone, I still couldn't believe what had just happened. Neither could I. It hurts. There were times in the past when I might have declined Aoyuki's invitations out, but whenever I asked him, he always joined me, no matter what. I had an idea why he was acting so so odd. No one is going to be shamed as her ladyship, you know. If you've got the time to walk around with your master, aren't there more important things you need to be doing? There was no way he didn't think anything of Yori's repeated criticisms of him. Aoyuki must want me to become less dependent on having an attendant. Part of me wished this was just some fight we were having. Then I would just apologize and we'd be on good terms right away. This isn't a problem that can be overcome through just an apology, but I felt moving forward in this state wasn't right either. Most of all, I hated the idea that this might be my relationship with Aoyuki from now on. No. All that having been said, what should I do? Are we talking about Aoyuki to Itehari? He's like, the fuck did I agree to when I asked for your help? They're all like, Do you not have girlfriends? And we're like, no, just man friends. Fuck. The looks they gave me seemed somewhat awkward. I'd come here with the idea of talking with Suyakusa and Yashiro about what was going on. But today at Hangutsudo, Tabari was present for some reason in addition to the two others. It's just so funny because Yashiro's like, I'm new here, but was it always like this? Should I have brought popcorn and snacks? Are we gonna have a pillow fight? Like, it's like a girl slumber party right now. This is so funny. Oh, I really don't know what to say. He would be the fucking person to talk, while everybody else is just awkwardly like, the fuck? Or you wonder if they're like, you think she knows she's in love with him? Because I kind of feel like she's in love with him. And Tabari and Suyakusa are like, is my lady always like this? No, she can be more laid back. But I mean, how should I put it? I think this side of her's cute. I'd say it's very spacey. You sound like the type that likes the women in control. That'll be a tough life. Seeing Tamari look at him with pitying eyes, I asked the question I had in my mind. What are you doing here at Hangutsudo, Tabari? Have you gotten any new information? Throughout the Lantern Festival, Suyakusa and Tabari had been sending each other messages via messenger bird. Unfortunately, there's been nothing really of note. I just stopped by while I was out watching over the Central District. We've made no progress either. Those incidents haven't been occurring recently, for better or worse. I see. It also seems like Suyakusa and Tabari get along, so they've been spending some time together. Aw, besties! Yashiro was kind of forced on Suyakusa, so... Really? Now that you mention it, you both have salty kind of attitudes. We've got the, like... Suyakusa's more like... yeah, okay, whatever. I'm like the grumpy guy that, like, he's the grumpy gamer nerd. And then Tabari is like, just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Kind of like a jock, but like, I've never played sports. As I nodded, I saw both Tabari and Suyakusa grimacing. Huh. What? How? They really look like kindred spirits, don't they? Because they both have the little side smirk, and they kind of both have resting bitch face in a different way. Tabari's is definitely like, he will bitch slap you, and Suyakusa's is like, I'm over this shit. You're just imagining things. I don't get along with people that quickly. Are they sure about that? Yeah, they're both a little salty. I kind of like it. I glanced over at Yashiro, who had a grin on his face. It seems like Tabari's an interest in machines, so he's always asking Suyakusa about all sorts of things when he comes over. Well, there isn't anyone who doesn't like machines. Agreed. By the way, Suyakusa, weren't you so excited when Tabari found those rare parts for you? Well, anyone would be happy about that. Oh, they're dating now. How cute. I guess they really do get along. Little bromance. More importantly, my lady. Tabari looked a bit stiff as he changed the direction of the conversation. It's not that I'm hesitant about hearing more about your problems. But first, there's something I want to ask. Do you mind? No, what is it? Well, Tabari seemed to hesitate as if thinking over if it was something all right to ask as he looked over to Suyakusa and Yashiro. You know how you ran into that Kurozuru officer the other day? Right when you left this building? Yeah? Back then, well, about your relationship with that man, Yori of the Kurozuru. Relationship? Oh, you mean our engagement? Engagement? Suyakusa made a sound I had never heard from him before, and I suddenly understood the situation. Oh, right, I didn't tell any of you. I've been asked by Yori to be his fiancé. Really? So, that means you've never had anyone propose to you before, milady? You say that like it's something that happens every Tuesday. Yes, it's a bit unusual, isn't it? Yeah, you're the head of a fairly high-ranking family. Normally, someone in that position would have to be married right away. And without any parents or siblings. Well, that just means everyone around you would be pushing you to have children, right? At the very least, everyone's always pushing women to have children regardless, so this ain't new. It seemed he was about to say that it was the case for where he was from, but he stopped himself and simply gave an awkward smile. You're right, Yashiro. He's like, no, women have the freedom of choice and they can be landowners and they don't need a man to tell them shit and they don't have to have babies. Like, we come from a really cool society. You guys are in a cult up here. I imagined in that sense there wasn't much difference between Itehari and Kinwan for families in this sort of position. I bet there are. And he's just like, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Well, maybe considering Spacey's age, it's a bit late. But that's just way too sudden. Wait, Suyakusa, are you contradicting yourself? If it's too late, it can't be too sudden. Yeah, I know, but... Suyakusa seemed to be worrying for me as if it were his own problem. That's because he doesn't like Yuri and he loves you. Aw. I completely understand that it's not my place to say anything about it, but are you really alright with being with Yuri? I'm sure you know this already, but be careful not to refer to him so casually in public, okay? Thanks for your concern. Although I'm the one who should be concerned for you right now. Even officers come to the entertainment district for fun. I tend to catch wind of rumors that come out of them between drinks. About Yuri? Like what? I asked him to continue, half curious and half nervous. His family is a refined quality and excels at what he does. It sounds like he'll get far in the world, especially considering his age. But, well, he's not well liked. You say that as if it wasn't fucking obvious! Do you mean there are people who are dissatisfied with Yuri, even within the Korozuru? I feel like she shouldn't have to ask this. He is like, he's not well liked. I'm sorry, did it sound like I was shocked? Because, duh, have you met him? You met him, right? You talked to him, right? You heard the words that came, you saw the man. I mean, the man's hot, but you heard him speak, right? That man can't open his mouth without being the biggest fucking bitch. So, like, duh, people don't like him. I'd be shocked if anyone does like him, aside from me, because we love trash. But seriously. Tabari answered me with a slight nod. The most complaints come from those below him. How they're being worked hard until they collapse. And how he gives pretty ruthless orders without batting an eye. But that all may be necessary as part of the job, being a Korozuru. She is way too forgiving and, like, nice about everything. And also, he'll never allow anyone to act against what he's decided. Everyone's afraid of what he might do if you get him mad. He's committed some pretty nasty deeds in the past, so in that sense he's famous, but in a bad way. That makes him sound like a pretty terrible person then, right? Have you met him? This should not... Girl! This is like, if somebody told you this about Aoyuki, you'd be like, wait, this doesn't fit. This is like, yeah, nope, believe it. Tabari looked at me with a seriousness in his eyes and quietly continued, okay, now she's just being naive and stupid. Well, I mean, I'm sure he's nicer. That sounds bad. Duh, dumbass. You've had a conversation with him. You know he's kind of an asshole. Like, normally there's always little embellishments in these stories whenever there are drinks being passed around. But even from my point of view, as you might have seen, that man doesn't seem like the one to be nice to others. That's news that would be concerning for his fiancée. Lady, are you really going to become engaged to him? When Yoshiro asked his question, I said, I don't want to, but he may be misunderstood. I don't think it's he may be misunderstood. I feel like it's I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to, but... I don't want to, but... That was what I truly felt. Only in this moment was I able to express my honest feelings, as none of the men here had any similar obligations to family. Honestly, I'd never even really thought much about marrying. I had always known that I'd need to because of my obligations as head of house, but I could never imagine myself getting along with Yuri, and maybe... To be honest, I'm against this proposal for marriage. That man... he could be problematic. I feel like maybe in Yuri's route, we're going to be like forced into marrying him, but then we're going to actually find that he has a redeeming quality or 3 maybe. You know what I mean? But I don't think we're going to be like, oh my god, I love him before he proposes. I think we're going to be in the same scenario, you know? I wonder if Aoyuki's been taken advantage of by him too. Yuri might even be more problematic of a person than I imagined. I felt utter dread come over me at that thought. But I closed my eyes and mumbled, whatever the case, I can't turn him down. Yuri's family status was higher than my own. If I were to decline without a proper reason, it would cause trouble for my family. Okay. We're going to count this as a transition because we're a little over time. So I was going to stop before that scene, even though we were like 5 minutes under, but I was like, maybe it'll be quick. They're never quick in this game, but I will see you guys next time. I hope I can save here. Hold on. I can. Okay. I want to make sure I can save there. Otherwise, we'd have to read through this, but I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.